Hello, this guide lab creating an Amazon Relational Database or RDS. Traditionally, creating a database can be a complex process that requires either a database administrator or a system administrator. In the cloud, we can simplify this process by using Amazon Relational Database Service. So we will create an Amazon RDS database and configure a web application to connect to the database instance. And at the end of this lab, our architecture will look like uh, will look like the following example, and it should be look like this. So in task one, creating an Amazon RDS database, we will create a MySQL database in our virtual private cloud or VPC in AWS Management Console. We should enter RDS. I go to AWS and then I should type RDS in the search box, but I can see RDS is here, so it's better I click on RDS and then I choose create database. If I go down, we see there is a create database and then I create it. And under engine option, I select MySQL. And under the template section, select dev test. I select dev test. And then under the availability and durability, that is here, section, select single DB instance. And then under settings section, if I go down under settings section, we should configure this option. So for database instance identifier inventory DB, that is here, I want to just copy and paste name of that from our lab, inventory DB. And then in the master username, I will put admin that is already there. And under credential management, if I go down, okay, under credential management, we choose self-manage. Okay, I wanna select self-manage. And then on master password that we have here, it would be lab-password that is here. We set this password for our database. Username is admin and password is lab-password. And then for confirm, I want to paste again. And then under the instance configuration that is here, let's drop down. Under the instance configuration section, select burst table classes or in cloud classes. Okay, burstable classes in cloud T classes. And then I should select dbt3 micro that is already there. dbt3 micro. And then in the storage section, if I go to the storage section, for the storage type, choose general purpose that already selected, and it should be SSD GP2. That one. And then for allocated storage, enter 20. We just need 20 storage. And then expand the storage auto scaling. If I go down, and then under the connectivity section configure, we should do this option, virtual private cloud or VPC. So first of all, after that we expand, we should unclear or deselect enable storage auto scaling. I wanna unclear or deselect. And under connectivity section configure, we do this option, virtual private cloud VPC, lab VPC. For that one, I choose lab VPC. And DB subnet group. For DB subnet group, and the same, I don't, DB subnet group, keep the default. I want to keep the default selected. And for existing VPC security group, we choose a we choose DBSG and unselect the default. And then in monitoring, in the monitoring section that is here, clear or turn off the enable enhanced monitoring. We don't need it for this guide lab. And expand additional configuration panel and let's see what we have here. And then initial database name, inventory. I want to copy and paste the name of the inventory. Initial database name. And then we create our database. If we go down, we can create our database. We should wait until the status change to available. I want to stop the recording. After it was available, we back. Okay, right now it's available. In task 2, configuring web application communication with a database instance. And this lab automatically deploy an Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud or Amazon EC2 instance with a running web application. We should use the IP address of the instance to connect to the application. So we back to our White Lab, and from IAWS detail section, we copy the value of app server public IP that is here. We copy that one and paste in our web browser. And then after that we paste, the web application should appear, it doesn't display much information because the application is not yet connected to the database. We choose setting, and we can now configure the application to use the RDS database instance. We create earlier. We will first retrieve the database endpoint here so that the application knows how to connect to a database. So in AWS Management Console, Here we go to RDS database and click on inventory database. Go to the RDS. Or let me type here RDS. We go to RDS, click on database, and click on inventory database. And in connectivity and security, we should copy endpoint that is here. Then we should paste it in our endpoint. We back to inventory, we have an endpoint. And for database, we have for the database name is the inventory that we had it in the lab and we set it up as an inventory. So I put inventory, and for username we set it up as an admin, so I put admin. And for password we set up as a lab password. And then after that we save, we see that the application stores this information into AWS secrets manager as a secret and use it to connect to the database. Now is the time that we add inventory, do editing, or even remove it. For example, for the store in Texas, for example, for the store, I just put this one, an item, we put book, and then quantity, for example, 3. And then after that we submit, it's add to our inventory. So I wanna just add the other one and then delete some of them. Store in Canada. Item, for example, pencil or pen, and the quantity 2, and submit. We can even remove from our database, or we can edit, for example, echo, I'm sorry, and then submit. So that was the end of our lab, and we end up with that one. I want to submit our job and see how many points we get from this lab. So for add inventory record, I think it's better that we add some more because it doesn't recognize. I want to add a store for example in Paris, item bag, and quantity 6. I want to add one more and then submit again and see if it recognizes or not. For example, store BB, item AA, quantity 1. Okay, submit. I'm gonna submit again. And let's see for the task to add inventory record. It recognized or not. I'm gonna add 1. Oh, yes, finally it recognized. And then we are done with this guide lab. Thank you for watching.